Just a month after the first Grand Prix of 1988 in Brazil, the Formula One scene comes to Europe for the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola in Italy. But it's a very different scene here. Different type of circuit, different weather conditions. It's overcast at the moment and rain is threatening. But like Brazil, McLaren have dominated practice here at Imola. Prost won easily in Rio in the brand new McLaren Honda, so every other team has been trying to close the gap. But here in Italy, the gap is even bigger. The two McLarens crushingly dominating practice. Ayrton Senna, his second pole of the year, ahead of his teammate, double world champion Alain Prost, and an astounding 3.3 seconds faster than the third man, Nelson Piquet. So it looks like a McLaren whitewash, but who knows? As ever, though, here at Imola, there's been plenty happening in the pit lane. Last year, the British Tyrrell team won both 3.5-litre World Championships. So, for this year, they produced a new, and they thought, improved car. But at Brazil, it turned out to be not improved at all.
The problem was that the car was too slow by about 3 seconds a lap. It was difficult to drive. It didn't have enough grip for the amount of drag it had in a straight line. You know, we can always pile on more wing to get more grip, but then you go slower down the straight. We've actually increased the wheelbase of the car by putting in an 8-inch spacer, you can see there, between the engine and gearbox, and that's had a beneficial effect too, making the car a little bit quicker and a little bit easier to drive.
Well, you've driven it at Imola. Is it better? Is it good enough?
It's not good enough, no, but it is better.
For the financially strapped little Italian Osella team, Imola was a disaster before practice even began, because when the car was scrutineered, it was excluded because the engine mounting points had been changed, as a result of which the regulations had been flouted. So, at Imola, no Osella. These are the very pretty and effective 3.5-litre Lolas, but there's a popular fixture missing from the Lola garage here at San Marino, Australian designer Ralph Bellamy, who has left the team. And his place is now being taken by the boss man at Lola, Eric Broadley himself. This distinctive feature, a humped back, is on a brand new car in the pit lane, the beautifully constructed Italian Dallara with a 3.5-litre Ford DFZ engine. The Ligier team are already having a season they'd rather forget. They produced an entirely new car for 1988, and a revolutionary one at that. But it has given major handling problems. So they have redesigned the rear suspension, but it's clear that the problem is in the aerodynamics area, and it's back to the wind tunnel. Well, a disheartened Ligier team have sadly got even more time for that wind tunnel work than they thought, because neither Arnoux nor Johansson have qualified, nor have Larori's Eurobrunn or Schneider's Zakspeed. So, on pole position, Ayrton Senna in his second race for McLaren. Pole position at Brazil too, but no points, because after brilliantly fighting through from last to second, he was excluded for contravening the start regulations. In second place on the grid is Alain Prost. He's won 3 times at San Marino, although he was excluded in 1986 for finishing with his car underweight, and he has a very worthy adversary in Ayrton Senna. No team orders. Nelson Piquet is third on the grid, world champion 1987. He won here in 1981. He was third in Brazil. This is his second race for Lotus, but he is sadly off the pace thus far. Fourth is the brilliant Italian Alessandro Nannini, the top atmospheric induction driver in his Benetton Ford, more than justifying Peter Collins' decision to recruit him.